Let's go through to the next caller. Hassan, what do you have to say?
Hi, assalamu alaikum. Good to talk to you. Just as an introduction, I have been a Tory for 30 years, and I did stand for Parliament in 2005, so when Michael Howard was our leader. And I've worked with Prevent as well as a trainer, dealing with extremism, so I have some experience there. First of all, I have to call out your previous caller and other pro-Palestinian campaigners who refused to condemn what Hamas did 2 weeks ago. It beggars belief as to why they're not condemning it. Yes, obviously condemn the Israeli government, condemn Netanyahu for what's happening now with the unfolding human catastrophe. We're all in agreement there. But what is preventing them from condemning Hamas that actually triggered this particular conflict? Although it is 75 years old, I agree with that. This was actually triggered, and Hamas actually knew when they were planning 6 months to a year in advance that there was going to be blowback. Palestinians were going to die more, and when you look at the photos of children that have died, you can only draw one conclusion, and that is this can never happen again. Peace is the answer, not the status quo.
Absolutely.
Of war. The advice I'll give to Lionel is that, when the terrorist attacks took place, I did sort of work in North London, that area, and I did see the Jewish community walking, going about the daily business quite happily, the men wearing the yarmulke, the Orthodox men, the Orthodox women wearing the headscarves, and that was great. They should not have to change their attire, Yes, there will be some extreme Muslims who might wave the Palestinian flag and cry jihad, jihad, intimidate the Jews. That is obviously wrong. But for every one Muslim that wants to harm a Jew, there'll be, I'm sure, 100 Muslims that will actually save them. So they should go by and not worry, about the intimidation.
No, Hassan, I think you're right. That's a very important point you just made. I mean, there's, obviously we notice the actions of extremists, those people that, for example, we saw videos the other day of people that call themselves Muslims. They even dress like Muslims, but there they are in Leicester Square, tearing down posters of kidnapped Israeli children, and somehow they think their religion justifies that. And I think we agree on that. But also the point you made right at the start, that why do some people find it so hard to condemn the terrorist actions of Hamas? Do they not understand what Hamas has done in terms of the murder of over 1,200 people, over 200 people kidnapped, including British people killed and kidnapped? And do they not understand how many Palestinians have lost their lives or are losing their lives because of the actions of Hamas? And you might have seen today, Hassan, I don't know if you saw we had the chief rabbi of the UK come out and said this is, I think, something like this, the most threatening time for British Jews since 1945. I mean, just think about that, how Jewish people must feel for the chief rabbi to come out and say that.
Yeah, it is worrying. So I think the Muslims should be on the lookout. They should keep an eye on their fellow Jewish neighbours wherever they are, outside of Israel. We can only condemn the extremism, and thankfully they are very small in number, but they obviously have a big impact. I was in Saudi Arabia last week for the minor pilgrimage, and when I found out that Prime Minister Sunak also went there, within an hour I actually texted one of his aides because he was meeting with Prince MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. And I said, and this is about the solution, because your previous caller talked about the root cause of the problem. Let's talk about the root solution to the problem. And it is that Prince MBS must accelerate the normalization process with Israel, because once peace breaks out under Abrahamic Brotherhood, that is key there, because Jews, Christian, Muslims share these values in the Holy Land, because that has been missing, that discourse. That's right. And peace is going to break out.
No, I agree with that. That's a very good point to end on this call. Thank you very much, Hassan, for dialing in.